right, thank you for sticking around. We are now going to take a leap into the industrial metaverse. And so the idea behind this is, it's where the money is, and we need somebody to show us where all that money is. So I would like to introduce Sud Kapoor, who is the Vice President of TeamViewer. You can't miss them. They've got a great booth out there. It's got a huge blue sign above it. And just so I don't keep reading out the LinkedIn profiles. Hi, Sud.
Hey, thank you.
Professional AR for 10 years now. But the most interesting story I've heard today was also an avid follower of the Northern Lights, which when you pursue them with the fervor that Sud does, you have to go with an armed guard because of the polar bears. So this is a man who's willing to brave polar bears for his passions. So just think what he's going to tell us about AR now. Thank you very much, Sud.
Thank you, Rupert, for this amazing introduction. And so when I'm not chasing Northern Lights, I love to talk about augmented reality. So it's good to share the stage today in front of you guys and talk about how we can all leap into industrial metaverse going forward. So I know it's very hard to keep people awake after a happy meal, but I would try to make sure that the next 25 minutes, what you're going to bear with me, I will have enough surprises for you to get from the presentation that you dare to doze off for a simple power nap. Okay, so bear with me for that. So first surprise for you, I'm not Jan Juncker. So if you came here to look for my boss, because he was supposed to do this presentation, but somehow he managed to catch the virus of the century, so he couldn't make it, so he sent me on his behalf to do this keynote. That's the first one. Second one, many of you would be surprised that why TeamViewer is here. Because you might have heard us about a typical IT software company, which your IT guys would have used to hack into the PCs and get your job done. So the good news here is that we are the same company, but we do many more things on top of it, as you might know us from the past. Now, for the third surprise, I want you guys to get involved. How many of you have not yet managed to hear the buzzword industrial metaverse so far? Looks like everybody is very well aware now. Imagine me asking you this question 2 years ago, in the BC era, or the before COVID era. This number would have been very, very different, for sure. So, for sure, now we have reached to a point that there is a lot of noise around metaverse, but how many of you have already embraced metaverse in any shape or form in your ecosystem? Anybody so far? So you have known metaverse, but not embraced. And you are not at fault because of that. There is a company which we all know from Menlo Park, which created some great noise around metaverse when they announced their name change and so on. So initially I was very excited hearing that, oh wow, now we'll get a lot of marketing push because Facebook is making this big noise. But when I saw their launch party, I was actually very frustrated, to be honest. Because I saw them sending people with their virtual avatars into an Amazon forest next to fire, and everybody was dancing around that. So no serious enterprise company would get any value out of it unless you want to save cost and have some virtual sales kickoffs like that. So traditionally, metaverse, the way we all know it, is the digital representation of people in a virtual world. And this is not the place where we want to come across to enterprises which want to leverage industrial metaverse in a meaningful manner. Hence, we want to go in the direction of industrial metaverse, where we can bring digital information, meaningful information, onto the shop floor for the humans who can leverage something meaningful to get their job done as soon as they can. But the bigger question here is, why do they want to do it? Because there are unhappy people on the workplace. They're not unhappy because they don't want to do their job. They're unhappy that they have to do the same job or even more job for complex machines, complex things in front of them, but with the same old school technologies, using pen and paper at most of the times. So what can we do to bring happiness to the people out there, which are, by the way, 80% of the global workforce, which is deskless, out on the field, looking for newer solutions, better solutions, which can help them get more efficient, at the same time increase their speed as well, how they deliver the solutions. So this is what we are going after. And how do we deliver that? So some of you might have come across unique AR companies like Ubimax from Germany, a well-known brand when it comes to vision picking solutions in logistics world. Or you might have come across Skylight, which is a platform from Upskill. And you might have also seen a unicorn from Germany as well called Viscopic. So what TeamViewer has done, we have brought all these three companies into one single platform called TeamViewer Frontline. And this was done for a reason so that our customers don't need to get bugged with random challenges of building experiences on their own, what we have done, create a very simple platform through which our end customers can build their own assisted reality to augmented reality scenarios with no coding requirements. So it's one most comprehensive AR platform out there, which I encourage all of you to have a hands-on, if you come to our booth as well, to really see what value it can add and how simply you can build scalable solutions. And by scalable solutions, I really mean it, that how these solutions are already getting used in the hands of tens of thousands of workers already today, which are getting value out of these solutions. And it's not about doing a science project in the name of a digital transformation project that you put on your COEs or shop floor areas just to show people what you can do, but actually you can already deliver value to the stakeholders today. That's what we are going after here. But having said so, it sounds very easy, the way I said it. But in real world, we all know there are objections, there are challenges, there are myths following around. So I want to challenge all the 4 big myths, at least what we encounter when we go to our customers. We want to drive the digital transformation journeys with them when it comes to augmented reality. What we hear first time from people, and I'll go one by one to them, the first one being, there are no large-scale deployments so far. Because many of the people don't get to hear about it, don't get to know more hands-on, that what value it's adding. So I really want to challenge that with a very fine use case coming from Ford, one of the largest automotive makers in the world. And they have deployed the AR experience across their 3,000 plus dealerships in US and multiple parts of Europe with our augmented reality solutions, providing value to the technicians who need the help as and when they need it. So see what I see principle and how they can get value out of it as soon as they can. It's the biggest AR deployment in any shape or form, at least I know of. So that's one reality check, that augmented reality solutions can be deployed at scale, at this massive scale. And there are many more people like that in automotive world as well who are using it. Second big objection, smartphone glasses are used only for sporadically usage, and they're not ready for full-time working shift. Big objection. People think, oh, it's too heavy, it's too bulky, it gives me dizziness, I cannot wear it for the full day, it's too much of chain management for me, for my workers, to adapt the newer technology, and so on. So I want to challenge that once again with another prime example coming from Coca-Cola. One of our million-dollar accounts where they have brought our AR solutions now across 26 countries in Europe, where 600 plus pickers now across multiple sites are using our solutions day in, day out. So again, it's about really the scale. It's about really the adoption which these pickers have got who know the work already. Because if you think about a typical warehouse, it's not that challenging. You need to go at some place, pick something, and drop it at some location. And they have been doing this job for ages. But what can we do to bring them the real experience which doesn't bring them any distraction? It's simple, and it makes them get the job done faster. So that's the idea what we do with our picking solutions. And again, we have a very good demonstration out there at the booth, so feel free to try it out on your own. But Coca-Cola, really killing it. We have really scaled with them tremendously and now going to multiple Coca-Cola sites worldwide because people can wear these devices all day long. They can get the value because they love to see that happening in their own ecosystem because it helps them to get the job done quickly. Third big objection, companies move away from smart glasses after using them for a couple of years. That it's not really like continuously adding value to them, it's there for limited usage, I cannot really grow with them and so on. Big objection as well, which we go through with many of our customers. But then we have a very good reference in the name of Samsung right now, which was one of the biggest customers we had back in the day, and still they are continuing being the happy customer here. So in their warehouses now, they use our solutions with around 100 plus pickers, where they get this information about objects, what they need to pick and where they need to place. And thanks to SAP in that case, that we use their warehouse management system software to get everything integrated all together. Because we don't want to also bring a very siloed, standalone system which doesn't connect to any backend system. So that's where this is another prime example that people continuously use it. And it's almost now good 6 years where Samsung is finding value out of these solutions and continuously working with us, even expanding with us going forward. Another big objection, that there is not enough big AR ecosystem which supports these large-scale deployments. And this, I can challenge big time. I mean, look at the event, what's happening here. So many people who have come here to also build this ecosystem, which is a very good prime example in this, to counter this objection. And there's also another good reason what we can bring from TeamViewer side, that we are building strategic alliances. The picture what you see is with Siemens folks, right in the Oktoberfest, where we all met in the traditional German dresses before we went out to Oktoberfest in the tent. But Siemens is very much vested in a partnership with us right now. And as many of you know, Siemens, other than making trains or turbines, they also have a big software division, which is known for their PLM software, Product Lifecycle Management Software. So with that software, what we do, we have built integrations with our frontline AR offering, that there is a streamlined data flow of the content which is residing in the Siemens PLM data. It can be 3D content, it can be technical documentation, it can be any kind of backend data which can be leveraged already in its entire complete shape. So we don't want to recreate data. We don't want to spend resources and calories to build newer content. We want to leverage existing content, and that's what we are doing with Siemens. So very proud of this partnership. SAP. So with SAP, we are working very closely as well when it comes to multiple softwares like field service management from SAP or even warehouse management system software, that we have already integrated our frontline solutions into their backend system. So for the end customer, large enterprises who run SAP as a backbone for their infrastructure, they just need our solution as an added layer on top. And nothing else needs to be changed or re-engineered and over-engineered in that case. And that's the reason why we are endorsed partner of SAP already, that SAP sellers also bring us into their discussions and sell us as a value-added service or value proposition on top of their offerings. Another big partner we have in this space is Google Cloud. So we work heavily with them when it comes to the cloud infrastructure, that how we can bring all these solutions back to the cloud so that Google also helps us going forward. And the good news is, last week we just got live on Google Marketplace. So if any of you is using Google as your preferred cloud provider, if you want to use your commit from Google Cloud side, you can do it via Marketplace of Google by taking our frontline licenses, which can help solve many of your problems. So there is a large ecosystem which really wants to support the AR growth. And this is why I'm really proud of these partnerships, because we cannot do it alone. It definitely takes a village to bring things together. And this is where I can definitely counter the objection once again if people have that there is not enough meat on the bone right now. So from objections to a reality check. There are large-scale global augmented reality deployments, as you have seen with examples. Smart glasses are used for full working shift. People can do it for really 24/7 jobs, multiple shifts. They can work with it without getting dizzy, without getting any kind of problems. Those myths are gone. Those days are gone when devices were too early, too premature, and so on. Of course, there is some more room to grow, but at the same time, there are already so many challenges which we can solve already today. Companies do not move away from smart glasses after using them for a couple of years. Another big reality check. People who find the value, they want to continuously start working with it because there is so much of added benefits they can get out of it. And once you use it, you really want to continue with it. Samsung is one good example. They continued with us for 4 years, they stopped because of COVID, and then their workers were missing it. They were like, guys, we need to get it back. And now we are back in the ecosystem. They again started reusing us, and it's really amazing to see the need coming from the workers directly, that yes, this is something that's going to help me get faster and better in my processes, which I technically can do, but I cannot do it or deliver it so better. Last objection, which is now getting us to another reality check. The AR ecosystem does allow for large-scale deployments. And that's the key here, guys, that we really have now proven use cases where we can show that there is a big ecosystem in place which also helps support growing that ecosystem, which is very, very important. Because we don't want to do science projects. We don't want to do things which just wants to lie down and catch dust in the COEs. We want to bring it in the hands of people, which is simple and it works. So most of the times, as we all know, the people who are on the factory floor, they're not that tech savvy. They need to have something which is simple. They need to have something which works without many clicks or without getting overwhelmed with too much of crazy new science fiction technology. And that's the place we are coming to, that we can support large-scale deployments with the help of our partners, with the help of our hardware alliances as well, that we can do it. We also work a lot with GSIs. So Tech Mahindra, for example, was helping us big time when we got to the deployment at Ford. Because we cannot be at every dealership, we cannot be at multiple places to get the solutions coming rolled out in the right way. Because we need to embrace best practices, we need to onboard people in the right way, and so on. So we work a lot with different partners, and we'll be open to more partnerships as well. If you think you have a credible value proposition for us, let's talk. Why not we, again, enable the ecosystem more and more? Having said so, this is not all. There is also a lot of content here when it comes to AI and IoT. So what we are doing so far with augmented reality, sure, we can bring step-by-step instructions for the people to get help as and when they want to solve the problems. However, there is also one added layer on top. How we can ensure the person who is on the factory floor is also doing the things right. So how can we really give the feedback in the real world that Mr. Thomas, if you have moved the lever to 63 degrees, because that's the instruction given to make sure that the turbine is running in the right way, is it actually 63 degrees? So this is where we are also adding a lot of AI and also machine learning. But again, we need a lot of data for that, so it's not out of the box in any way. We need to work with the customers together to bring this offering that we can also give them the real-time feedback that what is happening on the factory floor is also done right. One simple example which is already there is a very simple one, but it's also a very powerful one at the same time, because people who do the job all the times, they sometimes miss basics. So in this example, what you're seeing, the person wearing a wearable, and if this person is walking around and suddenly the device sees that the hands doesn't have a glove, the person gets a notification immediately that you are missing something. Simple AI-based solution, but it's very powerful when it comes to giving meaningful feedback to the people that, okay, you are missing something. Without that, you might be going into the wrong track. So Thomas, bring the glasses on. With the helmet, same story. Warning sign, same story. That we can recognize those objects so that the workers get meaningful help. Again, it's not a distraction. It's a simple notification which helps them do their job much better and in a much finer way. With that, I want to give you a quick overview. Let's have a look on this. And this is exactly the meaning, what you saw in the website, in this video right now, that we are not going after the typical virtual world where you go as an avatar, you do things what just pleases you for a while, but we are talking about industrial metaverse where people on the field can get the job done. And as you saw in that video, there are multiple use cases that how maintenance can be done, how troubleshooting can be done, how somebody can get remote assistance from experts who are sitting miles away. So all these things are, again, not about future, it's not about half-baked technology, it's not about something which is not ready yet today. They are all deployable solutions which are scalable, can be used today, and also get integrated into the backend systems. So that's the beauty of what we bring, and we want to really work together with you guys in that situation, that how we can grow more in your ecosystem. And again, talking about ecosystem, I'm really proud to see how things are growing. 10 years ago when I was coming to AWE, it was like a small, close-knit world, which it still is. There are still same people which you see or bump into each other. But now in 10 years, it has grown so big that I really feel proud of saying that this is the best time to be in augmented reality space. It's the time where we have credible solutions already available, which we can leverage to bring meaningful value to the people who really find it easy to get empowered with in their regular working world. So that's the idea I want to leave you with. We have a booth out there, so there are more surprises for you as well, because we are proud sponsors of Formula One and Manchester United. So do come to the booth if you want to experience on your own, because seeing is believing. We want to give you the experience that whatever I showed you here is something what you can pick up immediately too. It's something which will work out of the box for you to get the experience that, guys, yes, this is the technology you want to bring back with in your ecosystem and help us grow all together. With that, thank you very much for the time. I hope it was helpful for you to get to know how we can all leap into industrial metaverse and stay away from a little bit of noise which is around. Because if you talk to any consulting company, in the same organization, 5 different people will have 5 different definitions of metaverse flying around. So we want to get over the noise. We really want you to understand that what industrial metaverse can do to you already today, being the thought leader in this space, that we give the right value proposition, a compelling value proposition to people that they can build AR experiences on their own and start getting used to it. So thank you very much for the time. I guess I exactly have 5 minutes, as I was told, to finish it. So any time for any questions or any feedback, what do you want to share, your own experiences, how you are seeing industrial metaverse coming into your ecosystem? Sounds like now you're all experts in industrial metaverse now. Great. Then, thank you once again. Tupat, over to you.
Thank you very much. Love the video.
Thanks a lot.
Very inspiring stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. All right, so up now we have the Metaverse for Business, moving past the hype. We're all aware of what a hype cycle is. Our next speaker will burst the bubble and give us a clear-eyed vision for the future of sustainable business. She's the CEO of Endeavor XR, technical strategist, and is soon to feature in the book Top 100 Women of the Future. Please welcome to stage Amy Peck. Oh, we have time for announcements. I think we're getting the slides up to date. Anybody downloaded the app yet? Or.live. Okay, anybody had any luck signing into that thing? Because it eludes me at the moment. But if you know how to do it, please tell me. Also, if you're posting to social, and I hope you are, this is my best site. Make sure you get this one. And also add OR 2022. This is what we're running with this time around. It may unsurprise you to learn. Any good tips on food yet? If you haven't been eating lunch, you're going to be hungry. So we have an after party at 6 o'clock and a rooftop party at 8 o'clock. That's our real party. So make sure you stick around. We're going to see what we can do about the weather for you. If anything, to judge by the rainy season, it's going to be challenging. But let's see where we get to with that. Looking over my shoulder here. We've got a few minutes still. All right, I'll share a personal story of mine. I've been interested in VR and AR for a while now, and oh no, we got it, right. Slides are ready, please welcome. I'm going off stage, I will see you later. My stage manager beckons.